Okay, we are going to call the meeting to order. It is Monday, August 7th, 2017 at 6 p.m. Roll call is Renee O'Donnell, Brian Carlisle, Cindy Grant, Stan Skip Smith is not here. Do you want me to, we're not going to, we have to recess the Selectmen's meeting.
Right, I'm going to the...
Open assessors meeting, okay. So, I'm gonna make a motion that we recess the Selectmen's meeting at 6:02, is it? 6:02 p.m. All in favor? Motion carries. Now, do I have to make a motion to open the assessors or just open the meeting?
Just open the...
Okay, I'm gonna open the assessors meeting now. First thing on the agenda for the assessors meeting is the abatement for the Newburgh Church. I've got that. You've got that here?
Yep, should have a copy of it. Okay.
Yeah, right here. I don't have any problem with this abatement. Do you have any questions on it? I understand the background of it, and so I'm just going to go ahead and make a motion that we accept the abatement. Cindy? I'll make a motion that we accept the abatement for the Newburgh Full Gospel Church in the amount of $2,637.39. All in favor?
Can you get a sign back there on the bottom?
Okay, there you go. Now I'm going to make a motion that we recess the assessors meeting to Wednesday morning, August 9th at 7:30 a.m. I need a second.
Second.
All in favor? Are you in favor?
Yes.
Okay, all opposed. Oh, no, nobody opposed. That passed. So we are going to, that recesses the assessors meeting to Wednesday morning, August 9th at 7:30 a.m. for the tax commitment. Okay, so that's done. Now I make a motion to reopen the Selectmen's meeting.
Second.
All in favor? That passed. So we have reconvened at, wow, 6:04.
Yeah.
Okay. So, first thing on the agenda is public comment. Any public comment? Anybody? Got anything? Yes, Mr. Herbers, right?
Yes.
Yes, how are you tonight?
Good, how are you doing?
Good.
And thank you for the consideration. Can I go over a few things?
Sure.
I wanted to do it, just go over in the public forum, but I wanted to say thank you for hearing me last month and today. I really appreciate that. Some of you don't know Pastor Benjamin Herbis down there at Bread of Life Community Church, formerly known as Newburgh Full Gospel. That is official. I sent it in my letter to the IRS to change that name, so it is now the Bread of Life Community Church.
Okay.
I just wanted to go over a couple things. I'll try not to do a sermon here, but I wanted to go over some things in a public forum just to let you know where I'm about here in Newburgh. And so I just want to give you an idea of what I believe a church is. And I believe a church is not just a building that we have over on the Lindsay Road that was built in 1980, the same year I was born, which is amazing. So, but it's not just about a building, it's about a people of faith, about community. The church is the Word, the bride of Christ. And we operate according to the Word and the Holy Trinity, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Ghost. And we are led by the Holy Father through the Son of God, Jesus Christ. And in that, we are led by the spirit of love. And I want to jump right to, can I go over this?
Yeah, if you, yeah.
Just, I'll make it quick.
As long as, I would say if you, I don't mean to interrupt, but if you can be brief, we do have a kind of a full agenda, so, but you
Okay.
go ahead.
If I, in 1 Corinthians 13 and verse 1, it says, if I speak in the tongues of men or angels, but do not have love, I am only a resounding gong or clanging cymbal. If I have the gift of prophecy and can fathom all mysteries and all knowledge, and I have a faith that can move mountains, but do not have love, I am nothing. And I give all I possess to the poor and give my body up to hardship, but do not have love, I gain nothing. Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no records of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, and always hopes, and also always perseveres. So, Bread of Life Community Church, we are here to serve the people. And I know that we want to continue relationships with the community by bringing back the food pantry. I've talked to Rachel Lindsay, and I had been going over that for the past couple of months as to what direction we should go, because I want to see unity in the town of Newburgh. So I talked about that, and we went over, and I'll oversee it, and Rachel's in charge. We're going to bring it back to the original building there on the property, but it will not go back to the way it was before with the junk in the yard and the debris, and we've talked about that, and we're on the same page. And so I just want you guys, everyone in the town, to know that that's where we're at. And we will continue to exceed beyond just Newburgh to wherever the needs are as far as feeding the people. We have lots of families that come there, and we don't want to turn anyone away when we have excess food. I'd hate to see someone go hungry because we just want to store it and keep it. I think that would be really wrong of us or anybody. Secondly, the church wants to pick up the torch holding monthly meals. I know we did that in Newburgh at one point.
Oh, the dinner's here?
Yeah. And as soon as we can get the roof on the church and get it insured, I'd like to pick up that torch and start feeding the people out of there.
Okay.
I want to see everyone come together in this town. Secondly, thirdly, we'd like to hold an appreciation meal. And I say we, as lead pastor and president of the board, talking with my other board members. We'd like to hold an appreciation meal mid to late September for all the first responders in Newburgh, the new fire department, and just show appreciation for the recent events that had happened, but also just to bring that unity back to Newburgh if it was there. I only moved here 2 years ago, so I think we should all work together. So I really hope that. And finally, I want to, talking with the town of Newburgh, Bread of Life Community Church is just that, a community church. And I will not have division within my church or around the people that I serve. If someone decides not to attend my church, it's their choice, so be it. Participate in events. But I will not operate a church that closes doors to people with open hearts that are willing to accept the love the Lord offers. And that was what I had spoken on 1 Corinthians, is that's the love that we have for the people. And I don't want to ever close a door to those people that have an open mind and an open heart. So that's all I had to say.
Thank you very much. Love to hear that love word. All right, so let's go on to the warrants. We have to do this
Could
one.
I ask, if there may be public comments at the top, could I ask a couple of questions?
Yeah?
Is the kitchen fixed out there yet?
Is the kitchen fixed?
What's wrong with it?
Well, the stove.
What's the matter with the stove? It's a brand new stove.
You shut down the community kitchen here because of the stove.
No.
We did not do that, Linda. You've said that before. We didn't do that.
The community cafe was shut down because of licensing. because the kitchen isn't licensed. And I'm working with the school to get the license, because they won't license the town, the school has to do it.
That's what I asked, so it's not done yet.
It's up to the school to do that, to license it.
Are there
She
even
just said that.
volunteers for it to do that?
It's done through Eastern Area on Aging,
Yes.
Okay,
and they require a license.
right. To
Um,
serve to the public.
And I've spoke to the new food service director at the school. She's gonna inquire with the person that does the inspections for them and the one that came out here as to what has to be done. And just as soon as that licenses, then they will, Eastern Area on Aging will probably pick up and continue.
Is that okay?
Yeah, I just wondered where we were at on that. The other thing, what was the vote on the school budget from Newburgh?
I don't have those numbers.
I don't have one,
On the
me.
board out there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's on the board out there.
All set? Yes.
Once the licensing goes through for the kitchen, does that mean anybody can hold a dinner? Like if somebody wanted to have a benefit dinner for something, would they be able to do that, or is there anything additional?
The, well, when you say anybody,
Like say something happened in town and somebody wanted to hold a benefit dinner for a family.
the way that it works is if somebody privately wants to hold a function in that building, they have to get insurance. People have birthday parties, it would be the same thing. They go to their homeowners and ask to get a rider on their homeowners, covers them out there.
Okay.
If it's sponsored by the town, it's covered under the town. We're allowed 12 events a year under state rule. But to have Eastern Area on Aging hold a monthly thing, then the town couldn't do anything else.
Right.
And they won't fall under that because there's no license involved. It's a rule making, a law that allows us to do it.
Right.
They're requiring a license.
Okay.
So that's why I've talked to Rick, Rick's talked to the food service
So-
person, and
Are you saying that Eastern Area Agency on Aging requires a
requires a
license?
license.
So if the town is covered for 12 a year through their
Without a
insurance,
license.
without a license, and Eastern Area Agency requires a license anyway, wouldn't that mean that we could do 12
We
for the
could do,
town?
yes,
And they'd be on their own separate deal anyway?
right.
Okay. But you'd still need to get insurance for your
For a
homeowner?
private, unless it is a sponsored by the town.
Okay,
Right, so unless the town does a benefit separate.
okay.
Or you could ask the
If,
church.
or if the church wants to, but if you personally wanted to, then you would have to get your homeowners,
Okay.
right?
Oh, very good.
But you still, how much is the insurance now?
I don't know. It depends on your homeowners.
It would be up to your homeowner's
We
insurance.
have a full
What she's saying.
kitchen in the basement.
If you do it, if you're doing a private event, you have to have it on your homeowner's insurance.
But what is the max, what is it, or the minimum amount of homeowners insurance that you have to have?
I think
don't
it's $1
know.
million.
I was to say,
That's what I,
everything I read is $1 million
Yeah.
liability.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else? All right. Okay, so the first warrant I'm gonna do separately because it's the last one of our fiscal year 2016-17. So I make a motion that we accept AP warrant number 87 in the amount of $42,430.47. All in favor? Passed. Okay, and then, that's that one. These are this fiscal year, so I'll make a motion that we accept PY warrant number 3 for $5,165.67. AP warrant number 4 for $1,870.20. AP warrant number 5 for $1,932.63. PY warrant number 6 for $3,575.05. AP warrant number 7 for $6,930.69. AP warrant number 8 for $5,500.06. AP warrant number 9 for $4,999, and AP warrant number 10 for $100,440.47.
Second.
All in favor? That's passed. Okay. So, are you all set with the minutes from last week? I'll make a motion. Yeah, I'm gonna make a motion that we pass the minutes from April 3rd of 2017.
Second.
All in favor? That's passed. Okay, so department reports. We have our fire department. How are you tonight, Rob?
Okay.
Good, good. Trucks inspected service, impact flow testing stations, clean trucks on truck. Anything else you want to fill us in on?
He gave you two.
He gave me two.
There was one in your packet, and then he just brought
Yeah,
one of June's, and then,
Yeah, we got the forestry pump ordered for the building down at the fire pond. That's been ordered, and the grant's been, that's been started, I guess.
Okay.
Should be closed out, as soon as they reimburse us. I'm not real sure. Cindy might be able to touch on that. a
yeah,
little
no,
bit.
I submitted the reimbursement paperwork.
Right,
That was,
okay.
uh,
When do you think they'll go in?
He said it would be a couple weeks for delivery, so
Okay.
it should be probably the end of this month, I would guess, depending on how they.
We were told at a prior meeting that the old pump that's existing in that building now was given to Newburgh by Hampton, and there were those that thought that we ought to at least offer it back to them.
And I did. I called Joe.
Oh, okay.
Do they want it back?
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's where that stands. We're at currently at 8 members right now. We had 5 calls and we had turnout for every one of them, so
Okay.
we've been working in cooperation with rescue as well. So I mean, we've, I've responded to a few of their calls and they've responded to a few of mine, so it's,
Okay. Alrighty.
everything's going smoothly that way, so.
Okay. How about rescue?
So we had 14 calls last month. We responded to 12 to 14.
Okay.
We had our staff meeting. We didn't have a training meeting because Capital doesn't do training in July. And our response to the items brought to our attention by the Safety Works on-site visit, which was from the Bureau of Labor Standards, all those concerns were answered to, and we received a letter back saying that they were answered to satisfactorily. And then we still have 6 people.
Okay.
That's it.
Last year, there was a lot of talk about mutual aid with Dixmont. Has anything been pursued with them, or have they lost interest, or?
I don't think they've lost interest. It's something that we need to set up a meeting with them, probably between this body or however legally can be done, and some of their representatives, and to come to an agreement.
Okay. Okay. Library. I tried to give you a book, but you didn't want it. You'd already sold it once. Do you have anything, Gary, that you want to tell us about?
We always need volunteers.
You always need volunteers. Okay. Thank you, Gary. Town manager. Year-end
I
reports.
gave you the year-end expense revenue and general ledger.
Yeah.
The general ledger is gonna change because I haven't balanced the checkbook for June yet.
Okay.
And I gave you what, the first ones for July, which are very active. There's a seen one, and I don't know if your opinion's any different, we get a ballot every year from MMA to vote on president and directors. I don't know if
Do
you're
you-
interested.
Do you have do you know any of these people, or?
No? No.
Neither do I. I would leave that in your capable hands.
Okay.
You all set with that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't really.
We had.
Two buybacks last year, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We had an unemployment audit. Everything, for the most part, was okay. I was explained that fire departments and rescue people are not totally exempt from unemployment. What is exempt is calls. Everything else we pay unemployment on. So I have to go back over 2016 timesheets and separate them out.
Okay.
And so.
So all calls are exempt from unemployment?
Calls are exempt.
But we probably have been paying unemployment on those.
We have not. I thought they were all exempt.
Okay, all right.
And I don't know if this is new or changed. I've always done unemployment through Maine Municipal Association, where they come in, you pay them a quarterly amount and
Right.
fill out a form and you're good to go. And
Right.
I've never been through an unemployment audit, so I learned quite a bit. And was surprised that a lot more wasn't being done incorrectly, but, I mean, it's not, our unemployment rate is not a high rate, so the amount won't be, you know, in excess. But I do have that on my to-do list to go separate those for 2016 calendar year and get that into them so they can give us an assessment, so.
Okay. Anything else? Amy?
I do believe so.
Renee, could I just ask if the audit's been finished?
Which
The
I think
auditor's not even coming till a week
August.
from Monday.
Right, August.
2 weeks from today.
Oh, I thought it was July 21st.
No.
At the last July 10th meeting, it was stated it was gonna be, she was coming on the 21st.
August
July.
21st, not
Oh,
July
August
21st.
21st, I misunderstood.
Cemetery committee. Hi, cemetery committee.
Well, this is Nicole. My name is Chris, and we have 3 other members on the committee, and we're finding it a difficult time for all of us to try to get together. I have been around to all the cemeteries except the 2 furthest up on Kennebec Road and up on Christmas Tree Farm. Most of them really look in good shape. I think they've really
Good.
been taking good care of them. We put in a request or try to get some information about getting trees cut in the old Levitt Cemetery. Do you know?
I think Erin took care of
Did
that.
she? Okay, I haven't seen.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
think
Yeah,
she
we
took
haven't
care of
had
that.
a work party for
All of us work, so
Yeah.
trying to get everybody together.
Holidays and hay season and working and.
But I was really, especially the Hill Cemetery, I was very impressed, very, very nice. They did have, which I can discuss with you afterwards, a question about how much is too much.
Okay.
But we do have some stones, even over in Brookside, the new one, that are tipping quite a bit. And that's gonna need some kind of equipment to move some of those. But I was really, in the ones I've been in, very pleased of the care that's been going on in the cemeteries. And I know Erin was gonna get some flowers for Brookside.
Brookside.
So we have been emailing each other, we just haven't had a chance to
Get
physically
together
make a
again and
group.
work.
Yeah.
But I think things are going fairly well for everybody.
Well, we think they're going great considering we didn't have a cemetery committee. So I think that's great. Whatever you guys can manage to do, we'll certainly support it. Is that it? That's all? Yes? Okay. How about roads there, Cindy?
I have Rand Newell, we've addressed this before. His culvert in his driveway was supposed to be part of the paving project, him and another gentleman up there on Chapman Road. Remember how they were gonna go in and grind out and shim to the culvert and over? The two driveways, the culverts set up really high. Town put the culverts in, and they're starting to ride on the culvert versus the pavement. He would really like to see the culvert not replaced but reset and set down, because they are town culverts, they put them in.
When they're actually in their driveways?
Yes.
And when
Rand's is so high that a friend of his on a motorcycle came in one day and hit it and took his motorcycle out and he broke his ankle.
when were
So,
they put in?
I have no idea. Quite a while ago. I would say probably when the Chapman Road was paved the last time.
What was the thought process on putting in culverts for people? I mean, don't you,
Well,
What's-
it's been a
what's the
toss-up.
precedent?
It's
Because-
been a toss-up because first, the town doesn't put in driveway culverts, and then it's, the town puts the first one in, and then, or the homeowner puts the first one in, and then the town takes care of it. And it's been different over the years as to
Yeah.
what's been done. But, these culverts are crushing on the end, and they're getting, and if they're damaged, or if they're not fixed, and we get a bad spring, and these are damaged, the water's not gonna flow right down the road, and we're gonna have road damage. So, my thought is to get a quote on resetting the culverts, and of course, they're both paved driveways, so we'd have to have them, paved over the culverts, to the culverts. But they are, I know they weren't part of.
I don't know that I agree with that.
Really?
What are your thoughts?
Do you know what the state's policy is?
Well, that's what I'm saying. If we've put in a culvert and it's been there for 10 years, let's say,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I put in my own culverts, both driveways, and maintained them. Both times. I don't ever remember
That's
the
the hard
town,
part. Yeah.
I don't remember the town maintaining driveway culverts.
And some
that's
they
a-
have, some they haven't, depending on, are they gonna be in danger of the road, or, since I've been here, what they sometimes said is, if it's endangering of damaging the road, then they have taken care of them. I know there was a gentleman, and I can't remember what road it was on, he bought the culvert and the town paid to put it in. Or he paid to put it in, the town bought the culvert, I can't remember what it was. It's because there's nothing in writing, it's a different,
Can we, hold on just a sec, can we, was Buddy in charge, back when that culvert was set? I mean, not in charge, but on the board?
I would imagine,
Can we find some historical
sure.
information on that? I hate to go ahead and say, yeah, let's do this, and then we get 7 more requests for
Yeah.
reset my culvert, because the only time I ever had the culvert fixed on my house on North was in '87, we had the flood that took out the whole North Road on my end, way down there.
All right, I'll find out what I can and bring it back to you.
Okay, yeah.
I vaguely remember that being discussed by the board, and I think it was decided then that we really needed a written policy for
Yeah.
that, because
Yeah.
it was kind of.
We should not be
The planning
maintaining,
board is working on that as part of the revisions to the land use.
I can't imagine any town maintains driveway culverts. You know what I mean, is responsible for driveway culverts. Culverts,
Oh, we can't allow it to.
culverts lift and heave and freeze and do the funky chicken, and it depends on who puts them in and how they're installed and all that stuff.
Well, see, and I've heard that some towns, the homeowner puts the first one into the town spec and then the town maintains it after.
Yeah.
And is that what Herman does?
That's the way we do it in Herman.
Oh, that's
Oh,
right. We
that's
have to
right,
ask
you
this
guys-
guy.
yeah.
The majority, that's what I've heard that the majority of towns do. The homeowner puts the first one into the specs of the town,
Mhm.
and then the town maintains it after that.
Because most of them are in your right of way, so it's,
Right.
you're, like she said, if the water flow is not there, then it's gonna take out the road, and then
Yeah,
and it costs you money to replace that,
right,
so it's.
right. Well, here's like, let's do two things. You can get an estimate, just so we're not wasting time. You can get an estimate. An estimate's no money, free. But I'd also like to hear a little bit of historical knowledge that we can find from,
As to who put them in.
as to who put them in.
Yeah.
And we do not have a culvert policy per
No.
se.
But we don't want it to go on into next year, right?
No, the culvert problem, you mean?
On these two, you say if we get into some bad weather.
Spring rains or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, but I'll bring back next meeting and we
Okay.
can make a decision from there.
Okay, yeah, I would think so. It just feels like a can of worms we're opening
And I
up
can
here.
bring you, I can get in touch with the planning board and see what they're tentatively looking to put in the ordinance as
Right,
far as who's gonna do what.
right. Can you check with a couple of other towns, I'm sorry,
Yes.
like Dixmont
Yeah.
and something like that, somebody about our size? I mean, Herman has a public works department.
It makes more sense with what Ralph said, though, that if you take it over, the maintenance of it, then
You know,
rather
it's
than
better
allow the
for-
homeowner, because the homeowner obviously is gonna save the penny and not do anything until absolutely forced to.
Right.
Hmm.
Right, okay.
Is it different for the state roads?
Yeah.
I
From the
don't,
center line, 50 feet from the center line, the state has to maintain everything. You don't own anything from the 50 feet from the center line in.
I don't know what the culvert policy is for a state road.
No, that's what I'm meaning. I mean, is it, you're thinking about if you live on Route 9, you're
Right.
okay. If you live on,
The homeowner
Bernard
puts the
Road.
first one in on state road
Same,
as well.
same thing?
Yep.
Homeowner puts first one in, okay. All right. How about, okay, that's all for roads, Cindy?
Yep.
How about animal control? We've got a,
This is her June report, July will be coming shortly. I sent her a reminder to get July's in.
okay.
Did Tracy get to see the report?
No.
Oh. Would you like to see mine?
All right. Thank you, though.
Okay, so new business. You all set with the annual report? Volunteer Association. I don't know who's addressing that.
Galen's the one that came in, put his on here.
Galen? Scott was,
What is that volunteer
That's up next,
association
yeah.
talking
Yeah.
about the auxiliary?
yeah, she's talking about the corporation. not the
Okay, all right, well, I didn't know, I didn't know
Yeah.
what that was. Yeah, well, basically, we need to find out, we still have a bunch of auxiliary stuff at the fire station. Some of it's been boxed up from what I understand, but there's other stuff there that's auxiliary bought and paid for. which
Do you
we
have a list of it, you guys?
I know Galen has all the receipts.
Do you know of any of the stuff that's there?
Well, yeah, but I don't know, because some of it has been thrown out, and we picked some of it up and took it to our house. So I don't know what's been thrown out and gone to junk, or what is left, because we haven't been able to get in because the locks were changed, so
Well, I
there's
think,
dishes, there's tables, there's a lot of stuff, but I don't know where we're at because we can't get in to see.
well, how about if the auxiliary calls Ralph and sets up a time?
I want to know first, I guess, we got this all kind of secondhand around through Dwight Miller. She called Dwight Miller called me, said they were gonna throw the stuff out, and we needed to get it out of there.
I knew there was a cleanup happening, not a clean out, but a clean up.
Okay, so at that point, Cindy told Dwight, or he says she told him, that the firehouse on the Kennebec Road is not the town's, it's the corporation's,
Mm-hmm.
because we built it,
Talking about the South Road
the
station.
South
Yeah,
Road.
I know what you're talking about.
Road
Right.
Station.
Yeah,
So what is the
And the
status of
stuff
that?
could be stored over there. But that's not official anything. I want to hear something official from the three of you that's on record before I go in and touch anything in that firehouse.
So what, did you guys clean out the firehouse?
Most of the trash and stuff like that, we haven't thrown anything of theirs that I'm aware of, but
Okay.
that's
But I know there's some stuff that's over there that's been boxed up, sitting in that back room, correct?
correct. And then the tables and the exercise equipment and all that stuff needs to be moved so we can go ahead and do the tank.
Right.
So
Right.
we gotta cut holes in the floor and that's,
Yep.
Okay.
that's hindering that
But
process.
Right.
Okay, so hold on a second. The South Road Station, the town does not own the South Road
South
Station?
Road Station, according to the deed, belongs to the Volunteer Association.
Okay, we don't have anything left in the South Road Station,
There's a couple of buckets of foam, from what I understand.
okay? Are we concerned at all about what is stored at the South Road Station?
It depends, I don't believe so.
Is the fire department using the South Road Station?
No, no,
No.
But they changed the locks on it.
No.
no, we didn't. We haven't touched the locks on that.
Have not touched the seat now, that's why I'm here, to make sure I hear what's what from,
Okay, so let's clarify, the South Road Station locks were not changed. The town of Newburgh does not own it. We are
Okay.
not using it for our station. So I say if it belongs to the auxiliary, you can put whatever you want in there.
You're
okay?
not going to put a truck back over there?
No, that's,
That's just as bad, just what Ralph just said, Linda,
Yeah.
that they were not gonna utilize the South Road Station.
Yeah.
And that it belonged to a corporation and that we could store stuff over there.
yeah,
And that locks had not been changed over there.
yeah, that's pretty clear right there.
Is that building insured?
Does Galen still have a key to it?
Yeah.
I mean, 'cause I turned all my
Until
keys
we
this
figure
year.
out what's gonna happen, yeah.
No concerns
What?
about it. Town's insured.
We still insure it, because we haven't been able to determine.
Well, that's why I want to know before we do anything. take any
It's still
more.
insured under the town.
Until,
Until we figure out what's gonna go on with it.
So,
well, I think eventually we're gonna give it back to Richie Bartlett, because it's on Richie Bartlett's land, and we're gonna end up giving it to him so he can store whatever he wants for equipment or whatnot, because
Okay,
that's eventually what's gonna happen, until we sort out what we're gonna do
Yeah.
with all the auxiliary stuff.
all right.
That's,
In the meantime, I think maybe if you guys just want to call and set up a time to come pick up the stuff at the fire station, I'm sure you have
it's
regular
gonna take,
meetings.
it's not, we're not gonna be able to do it in one day, in one trip. I mean, it really isn't. There's
No.
a lot of stuff.
Okay.
But I want confirmation from Ralph that, because I had sent Ralph a message a month ago about sitting down and talking with him, and he never returned my message on back. I'm not trying to put you on the spot, buddy. I'm just saying
Well, that's all right,
that
yeah, let's just set up a time and,
I do not have a problem doing that. I just want to make sure that if I message him or call him,
yeah,
that I will hear back.
Okay.
That's all I'm asking.
okay. But as far as the fire department is concerned, you're all set with that building.
But we do need to, have some sort of deadline, because right now, all that stuff in there is holding up
We were holding
us
off until,
process.
we were holding off until until we could come to a selectmen's
Yeah.
meeting and find out what was
Yeah.
what. We had a
Okay.
corporation meeting, we discussed it on over, and it's like, well, we have to go to the next selectmen's meeting, talk to your people,
Sure.
and,
That's
you know,
So you guys can go ahead and proceed or plan accordingly?
absolutely,
So, okay,
absolutely.
but we would like to have either Ralph or somebody from the town there as a witness so that nothing comes back, because I've heard a couple of little rumors about they changed the locks so that we wouldn't go in and steal anything.
Well, they're gonna have to be there, Linda, because they're
No,
gonna have
they
to
have
open
to
the
be there,
building.
but I want someone there as a witness who's not sending Dwight Miller, who's a member of the fire department up there. I want,
Ralph, will you be there?
I'll go there, just let me
Okay,
know what they need.
all right, well, I'll work around your schedule and I'll get a crew together. Like I say, it's gonna have to do it a couple
couple different days.
different days, when they're just not gonna be able to do it.
Okay. Okay,
Thank you.
that sounds like it resolved that, sure,
Yep.
thank you. Local food self-governance ordinance, Tracy Martin. How are you,
Yeah.
Tracy?
Good, how are you? So the state passed a law that you can now have the the local food self-governance, which means each town can control how people within the town are allowed to sell and buy food without being licensed. You don't have to be USDA. So I asked Cindy to give me, she was nice enough to get me like 5 or 6 different towns who already had ordinances. So I drew from those and created one for Newburgh. It is pretty standard. The one I went with was a little more defined. It kept a little more of the integrity of the law, being that it's meant to protect people and allow people to deal with their local farmer.
Right.
So that's basically what this does. It just says that, the producers are farmers or gardeners who are growing plants and food for drink or raising animals. Processors are individuals who are processing or preparing food and drink in a private home kitchen. And patrons are the person who is purchasing for home consumption. They're not resellers, and they have been informed that the local food was produced in an uninspected, unlicensed establishment. It also takes care of community social events where it's gatherings for the community, potlucks, school events, anything like that, fundraisers, craft fairs.
That's good.
So it's a very basic, like I said, it really didn't change a whole lot. I think the only thing I added was that I added of my own, that wasn't taken from one of the other ones. I think somewhere I put in here that they needed to have a sign, a written notice.
Okay.
That way somebody can't come back and say, well, they never told me they weren't inspected.
Right.
So if you just have it posted, then it's good. But the only way you can have local farmers selling locally without licensing is to have this ordinance.
Okay.
Without the ordinance, it's not legal.
Okay. Thank you for doing that, actually. I think that's a great idea. Do you want a motion on this ordinance? Have you read it?
Yes.
I have,
I think
Are
it's
you
got to go
comfortable?
through town.
Oh, that's right, it's got to go
I
to
was
town
just
vote,
going to
yeah.
ask about the planning boards.
Yeah. So we'll just send it to the planning board then, and go from there.
I don't know. I can send it, I don't know how much input they'll have.
Okay.
They're really busy.
All right, so then we just wait and put it up for a town vote?
If you guys are all set with it, but I will give it to Adrian and see if, because they're right out straight with the land use and the shoreline zone and trying to update it. And if we wait for them,
Okay.
I believe you have to have public hearings.
Right.
there will be a public hearing. But you have to have a public hearing, I believe is it 30 days ahead of time?
Okay, can we, to get this going and on the agenda, could we piggyback a vote with a state or federal vote like this fall?
There's November, yeah,
Yeah.
we have one in November, we could have it as a referendum,
Right.
because I'm hoping that they will hopefully have the land use one done, so we could kind of combine them on one ballot.
So maybe we could have a public hearing in 1st of October?
Yeah,
Yeah?
Yeah.
So in the interim, local farmers can sell still, or you're not allowed to?
no,
No, they're not allowed to until we adopt the ordinance.
Yeah, that's why I said we
The
should
state
just
changed it.
get it taken care of as soon as possible.
Unless, I do believe farmers markets, they're already covered under their, because they have to be insured at farmers markets or something. So that was separate, but yeah.
But you can still do like private sales to friends and family and, right? That's from what I understand, I mean, you raise pigs and,
So I know there are certain rules, like if you're gonna sell a pig, you can sell it to 2 people without it being USDA, but you can't sell by the package.
okay.
If you're gonna sell a cow, you can sell it to 4 people. I think chickens you can sell individually, like 1 chicken to 1 person, but you can't sell a package of breast meat without being USDA.
I'm new to it, so,
Yeah.
okay.
That's how it is now with But like, under this, somebody can then start selling it by the pound without having to go to USDA. which is up. So,
All right, so let's do that. Why don't you call and remind her, or
Yep.
you guys work together and put it up for the public hearing in October? And,
And if you want to talk to Adrian real quick and just explain it to
Yeah.
him. I
yeah,
know that they're kind of steering away from doing the other ordinances and kind of concentrating on those two, so.
I'm gonna write public hearing end of September, 1st of October.
Yep.
And we can just pick a date that,
Yep.
maybe piggyback it with one of these
Yep.
meetings or something like that, Tracy.
yeah, because I think Adrian had said previously, he and I had talked about that I was bringing this, and he was like, yeah, that's not a planning board issue.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not, that's an ordinance, but it's not planning board ordinance.
But the way that runs, can you sell to other cities, or, can you sell to someone like, say, in Dixmont, as long as they have the same ordinance? Is it,
Yeah.
or is it just I can sell to people in Newburgh?
I believe it's worded so that it's, you're in Newburgh, so you can,
Somebody comes to your
we
car.
have an ordinance, so you
Right.
can sell it, yes, but
Okay, so if someone comes to
anybody.
my
to the
farm,
house, yeah, then you
Okay.
can sell it to anybody, once it passes.
thank you.
That doesn't cover vegetable stands, does it?
Yes,
It does?
yes. Yep, it covers all local food, which is any food product, or drink that is grown, produced, or processed by producers or processors who sell directly to their patrons through farm or home-based sales or buying clubs at roadside stands, fundraisers, and community social events.
All these little kids with their cucumber sales are gonna be out of business.
Who's gonna
They're
run
out of
it?
business
Well, they're out
now.
of business now. Because
This is
right
the
now
program,
it's
so they
illegal.
can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Who's
Yeah, we're gonna start
enforce
arresting
that
little
right
kids.
now?
Right.
stands.
Okay,
Arrest
so
them all.
Overreach.
September meeting date and date change and DOT public hearing.
Okay, so September's meeting falls on the holiday,
Right.
so if we can change the date to the following Monday. I'm gonna bring my phone out to tell me what the date is.
The 11th, Monday, September 11th.
So is that okay?
Yeah, that's okay with me.
And can we, the DOT needs to have a public hearing as part of a selectmen's meeting or in conjunction on a road project, and I don't have the specifics. But they want to do it in September, and if we could bring the meeting to order at 5:30, let him have his public hearing from 5:30 to 6, and then we can continue with our,
Yeah, that's fine. with me.
does that work?
Yep. So it's a public hearing on,
For a state, it's a highway job for the state that they need to have a public hearing on.
oh, all right.
And I believe it's the Kennebec Road, but I'm not sure.
I was gonna say, is it the other end of Route 9? That would be awesome. Okay. Old business policies, purchase and bid policy. I like it, I read it, I'm all set.
Okay, you want to sign that one?
After 6 trucks.
Yeah, I know it. We've been at that a while. Old Town Hall.
I do
no
have an
update.
update on that.
You do? Okay.
Chuck said he'll have it out of there in the next 2 to 3 weeks.
Oh, wonderful.
Chuck who?
Homestead.
Where's it going?
I don't know, as long
So
as
we
he
have
takes,
to just get
as
it
long
out
as he
of
takes
there.
it out of there,
Yeah.
we're all good.
I was just curious.
How about abandonment of tanks?
We're on hold, like I said, until I don't want to have concrete cutters in there with all that stuff in
Right,
there.
yeah.
So,
Building inspection, no update, sand shed repairs.
Lisa's been on
Oh.
the building, fire station we're talking about. the
building inspection,
thing.
yes.
We had talked about putting a committee together. Is there any progress on that? Any
Well, we
interest
had
of-
said at the next meeting, you didn't think that we needed a committee, I thought. Is that what was said?
No?
I don't know that.
Oh, I have members, I just gotta confirm them all.
Okay.
I've
all right.
confirmed most of them.
No, I think we should put together a committee and kind of get some public input there. That would be nice. All right. Sanchin?
We're still on hold, he's got that last step to do, and he
Okay.
wanted to wait 2 or 3 weeks, so we're right at that
Okay.
time period. If I don't hear from him next week, I will call him.
And Dahlia Farm Road, same thing?
We're on track, we got all the stuff in, got all the OKs, and everything's ordered, so we're on track to get that done.
Do you know when they, because we had to wait till the salmon babies, had the salmon eggs hatched and they went back down the stream, right?
The time frame is the middle of August to like the end of September.
Okay.
So,
All right.
and as dry as it is right now, don't foresee it changing. So,
Okay. All right. Wonderful. Okay, so I'm gonna make a motion that we recess and go to executive session.
Second.
All in favor? Very good.
seven,
6:51.
Yep. Over in the other room.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.